What was your relationship like with your adopted parents?
Yeah, so I always say they did the best they could with what they knew. There's no blueprint for raising 30 kids. And, and I look back, I'm like, yeah, that wasn't really good. Growing up, though, I feel like we were pretty chill. But one of the things they do is, like, when you move out, they kind of, like, let you do your thing, and they don't really, there's not really a lot of support. Yeah, they'll call you, well, not really call, they'll text you, they'll respond if you say happy birthday. But yeah, I'm one of the youngest in the adopted family, so I saw my siblings move out and then call and then not answer. And so I always thought it was something maybe they did at the house, that they were like, oh, they're the enemies of the family, whatever. And then when I moved out, it happened to me. So I was like, what was I doing? But like my dad, he got me into working out and being fit. I told him I wanted to play college football at a young age. And at first, when you're 10 and you say that, it's kind of like a pipe dream. But as I got older, it was like, no, I really want to play football. And having no high school experience, it was kind of like an uphill climb. But he got me into the gym. He got me into drills. He supported that aspect of being fit. And so I always appreciate him for that. My mom, I feel like I got more closer when I could actually have adult conversations, talk about college and, finances and like just things that you should know. Kind of growing up, I was kind of just like one of the kids. And so I didn't really feel comfortable just like, hey, let's talk. And then another thing that was really big in our family was we were all like clumped together. So for example, like if I met you at the park and you became my friend and I told my parents about it, you would come over the trial. And if you didn't hang out with everyone in the family, you couldn't come over anymore. Like you couldn't just hang out with me. And so there was a lot of things we did as a group. Like people would come over, friends would come over, and if they ignored a certain family members, then they couldn't come over again because they weren't everyone wasn't being included. So yeah, there's a lot of that. And wasn't a lot of individualism until I was like 17, 16. And it was like, okay, Dre wants to play this. She wants to do this. And they kind of like realized that we weren't giving up and that we were really set on what we wanted to do.
So everything was like as a unit.
Yeah.
Like it was the whole family doing
Yeah.
this thing.
And when I was 13 was when my other siblings started to see that, oh, he's really fast. He's the fastest in the family. He's athletic. He would be really good at football. And they kind of supported that. And I remember a family friend came and saw me like jump really high and was like, wow, oh my gosh. And she introduced, like, hey, if he wants to try out for high school, I think he'd be really great. And their argument was, I can't play football in high school because if I do, everyone has to. And I was like, it doesn't work like that. But if I played football, then it would make me seem like I'm special. And so that was their argument. It was like you didn't want to like make one kid feel like he's better than all the other kids. And so that was like their main thing when it came to like, oh, you're really good at piano. Go to this piano concert. Like, no, you can't go because then if you go, then everyone would be jealous. So there's a lot of that. And I can see it, but also it doesn't really.
Do you know what led them to adopt that many kids?
Yeah, so their firstborn lives in Idaho. He's a medical doctor, and me and him are pretty close. We're actually got closer since my accident because I reached out to him for a lot of advice. Their secondborn died at birth, and so she couldn't have any more kids. And from there, she just wanted more kids and had a love for kids. And she just started with one and realized there were so many families in need. And I actually have about 11 siblings with disabilities. One's blind, 6 were in wheelchairs, multiple cerebral palsy, autism. And so growing up, I'm really grateful that I learned that how to help other people. I see somebody in public having a seizure, I typically know what to do because my sisters had it growing up, and you kind of take it for granted because like, oh, such and such having a seizure again, what I'm saying? But those are skills that I took on in my real life, and I'm like, oh, well, if I didn't know this growing up, I wouldn't be able to help this person. So I'm really thankful for that aspect. Like we did help each other out. We were really close knit as far as like helping our siblings that couldn't help themselves.